holy brothers and sisters! It is the 8th of SIVAN, and in the Kitzur Likutei Moharan, today's lesson will be called Sunny Sefiros. Teaching number 152. When a holy soul comes into the world with its related branches, the force of impurity then surrounds this soul. Only the opening facing faith remains. Facing faith, the opening is open. But sometimes, due to blemishes in the branches are pushed away from there, that is, from faith. Then the force of impurity spreads itself over this opening as well, and the branches cannot enter there and draw close to their root, which is the soul. But this opening, which is faith, is only closed off temporarily, for the amount of time needed to push away those who are not worthy of drawing close. Immediately afterwards, though, the entrance is then reopened as it was initially. When there are, God forbid, a great many blemishes, then it becomes a matter of fear and concern lest the opening be closed off entirely, God forbid, due to the great intensity with which the surrounding force of impurity attacks. At that time, a God-fearing person is stationed at the opening to guard it so that none should enter there. Now, despite the fact that the opening is still effectively closed, it is nonetheless beneficial in combating the surrounding force of impurity, since it is now impossible for it to succeed in spreading itself over the opening due to the God-fearing person who is standing there. When a person travels to the tzaddik and endeavors to draw close to him with total self-sacrifice and devotion, it is thereby possible for him to attach himself to the tzaddik, even though the God-fearing person is standing there guarding the opening so that none should enter. It is still impossible, however, that the tzaddik should illuminate him with actual wisdom that is from the tzaddik's mind itself. The greatest way we can connect to our Creator is through emunah and faith, or better defined as loyalty through commitment. We must keep strong our knowledge of our Creator and be able to maintain it even through the seemingly difficult times, and that is called a display of bitachon, holding tight even when others question and doubt all around us. Teaching number 153. The student and his Rav correspond respectively to the moon and to the sun. Thus, if the student has a face, that is, if he possesses the spiritual quality called the radiant face, he can then receive the light of the face of his Rav, to the point the light of his Rav's face can literally be observed in his own face, just as the moon receives and reflects the light of the sun. This is the deeper meaning of what is literally called receiving the face of a Torah scholar, or idiomatically, going to greet a Torah scholar. Namely, that a person actually receives the face of the Torah scholar within his own face. However, if the student does not have a face, in other words, if he is under the influence of the darkened face because he is submerged in the desire for wealth, then the face of his Rav cannot be seen within his. Similarly, a person who is brazen-faced also does not possess a face of holiness, and he cannot receive the face of his Rav within his face either. Everything in this world is reflected through patterns and relationships based on the Sefiros. This sun-moon relationship just discussed is that of the right and left sides. It is God's relationship to the Jewish people, as well as that of a husband and a wife. Teaching number 154. The practical teaching that emerges from this lesson is that through Hispodidus, whereby one evaluates and judges himself down here in this world, a person thereby avoids being judged up above. Then he need not fear anything at all, and he thereby elevates fear to its root, which is knowledge, that he will know whom to fear. There's no such thing as double jeopardy. That is why it is so critically important for us each and every day to do self-reflection and to review our daily thoughts, speech, and actions. When we do teshuvah properly every day, Yom Kippur will be super simple because one's whole year will already have been taken care of. As always, thank you so much for learning together. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow.